gentlemen, let's take a look at writing equations of lines. Again, we're going to take a look at lesson 2.4, part B of that. What we're going to be given now is just 2 points. In the past, we were given 1 point and the slope. So now the first thing you're going to have to do is find slope. We worked on that earlier in lesson 2.2. So we're going to do -8 minus 7. We're going to do y minus y. And then -3 minus 2, x minus x. And so that's going to leave me with a -15. Use your calculator if you need some help with that. Over a -5. Let's simplify our fractions for our ratio of the slope as much as possible. -15 divided by -5 is 3. So that's my slope. Now what you're going to do is put it into point-slope form. Well, you've got 2 points to choose from. I usually choose the first one. It doesn't really matter. But I'm going to have y minus. I need to put in y1. So I'm going to put in y minus 7 equals, I need to put in my m. And then x minus, in this ordered pair, it's a 2. So now you're going to rewrite that in slope-intercept form, which means solve for y. That's what it means to write an equation. It needs to be y equals mx plus b. And so I'm going to take y minus 7 is equal to 3 times x minus 2. I'm going to distribute and get 3x minus 6 is equal to y minus 7. I'm then going to get y by itself by adding 7 to each side. And I get y is equal to 3x plus 1. Now what we want to do here is we want to take a look at it on our calculator and take a look at what does that equation look like. So we're going to take that equation and go to y equals. So hopefully this loads quickly for us. So if you go to your calculator, if you go to y equals, let's see, we're going to go to y equals, and we're going to type in what we had. We had 3x, clear what's in there, 3x, and then we had plus 1. What I'm looking for is, can I find the points 2, 7, and -3, -8? So I'm going to go look at my table. There's -3, -8. And it so happened they're on the same screen. -3, -3, -8. And then 2, 7. All right? So that's going to allow us to see that that is the right equation. All right? Let's take a look at the next one. I first need to find slope. I've got -2, 4, and 5, 4. So I'm going to do y minus y. I have 4 minus 4, which equals 0. Hopefully there's some thinking going on here. And then 5 minus a -2, which is 5 plus 2. Remember, 0 over 7 is 0 slope. Well, 0 slope is a horizontal line. And this is what our horizontal lines look like. And they only cross the y-axis. So if you think back to the graphing we did last week, we said if we had just x equals or just y equals, that was the only axis we were crossing. And so we've got this horizontal line that's only going to cross the y-axis, which means our equation has to have just y in it. If we go back and look what our y values told us. Our y values told us that they have to be 4. Both those ordered pairs had 4s, so we're going to have our equation being y equals 4. So sometimes you get problems that work out just like we had before. You get a nice slope, and then we're back into what we did in 2.3a or 2.4a. There are other times where we get these special lines where we got to stop and think, what do I notice about my ordered pairs? What do I know about the slope and the type of the line that is? All right, let's take a look at the third example. I need to find slope, so I'm going to do 10 minus 14. And I'm going to do 1 minus 1. Hopefully you're noticing something. And negative 4 minus 0 is undefined. Well, there's absolutely no number we can plug in for undefined, so we can't even try to use point slope form if we wanted to. So what we need to do is kind of go through our thought process. Undefined, we said was that UV, so it was vertical. Vertical lines go up and down, which means they only cross the x-axis. And so if we only cross the x-axis, that means I have to have x equals. And if you go back and look, sure enough, the same thing happened, but this time in our x coordinate. So we have x is equal to 1. You have 1 on your own. Write an equation that goes through these 2 points, 0, 2, and negative 2, negative 1. Have a great evening.